Welcome to episode 17 of The Artful Stitch.
So well coordinated.
Yes. With
Scooby-Doo.
and Hampton 2.
Thank you, Liz. Okay, well, it has been a while.
2 months.
Yeah, just over
Since
2
March
months.
21st was the last time we published. And today is May 31st, which is our anniversary.
We've been legally married 5 years, but we've been together. We count it as 23 years.
Yes. We got married on our 18th anniversary of being together.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't want to rush things, you know. What can you say?
We have actually just been... a number of the things that we have to talk about, one of the things is that we have started going to restaurants.
Because we are fully vaccinated.
We're fully vaccinated as of April 1st. So we are beyond, for 6 weeks, fully vaccinated.
We waited 2 weeks till we had our second shot, after our second shot, before we actually went out in public and took our masks off.
We're still wearing masks as we go in and out, and if we go to the restroom or things like that.
I still wear it to the grocery store.
Yeah. But it's really to be considerate, because I'm kind of adjusting to the thought of us not being at risk as much. Right. But so what I was going to say is that because of that, we went to one of my favorite restaurants, Uncle Julio's, and had anniversary early dinner and had 2 swirls, which are like margaritas.
Yes.
And
margarita and frozen sangria swirl.
So I'm a little loopy. Oh, Simba. Okay, I'm a little loopy. And so we'll just plow on through this no matter what I'm trying to say.
And you might have just heard some thunder. It is raining.
Oh my God.
It has been raining for about 2 months since we did our last episode.
It's been raining about 3 weeks.
No, it's actually, it's been, it has been like 18 days out of the month so far, something like that. And our annual rainfall is 37 inches, and so far we've gotten like 18 inches of rainfall so far this year. Yeah. So, I mean, April and May are kind of our rainy months, but this year's really given us a lot of rain.
You know, I'm going to pause for just a minute. I don't want this going on in the background.
Okay.
Do you?
No.
So, what were we just talking about?
Rain.
Yeah, it has been raining. We've been doing a lot of gardening.
Yeah.
And the rain has made it so we do a lot of succulents and cuttings, and the rain makes it really easy on the plants. So everything is looking good. And a number of the things that totally froze back, obviously died, but so many of the things that live seem to just explode and have, thrived through being totally frozen. So it's fun to see the garden again, and we've been getting that ready.
Yeah, and I've been on vacation this whole week, so it's been nice just to have my morning tea on the patio and then just start piddling around the garden and repotting plants. And
we did a lot of, we had some agave and aloe that were too thick, propagated too much, too many pups in the pots. And so I think I might show a couple pictures of that. But, really, we could just show the garden because we've got a video. Why don't we just play that?
All right.
Meet you on the other side.
Okay.
So enjoy looking at our garden.
Hey, y'all. We're sitting over here out of the rain because it's been raining here for weeks now, but it's beautiful and everything's growing excellent.
Well, so what else did we do this week? Because it was our anniversary, we took a trip to Austin.
We did, yeah. I wanted to go see the Deborah Roberts exhibition at the Jones Center in Austin. She's an Austin-based artist that first met like 10 years ago. Actually, it was 2011
A
that we
local
first
show?
met her at a gallery in Houston, and she was trying to strike out on her own and make a name for herself, and boy has she in the past 10 years.
Was that Art Palace?
It was Art Palace, yeah, and now she is internationally known. Cover of Vogue magazine, had major exhibitions at the New York museums, showing with a London gallery. So it's rare for an artist to get a gallery show at a museum in their hometown, and so we went and saw it. It's a really good show.
I wanted to visit a friend of ours, but a fellow artist who I've shown with at some galleries and at the Grace Museum most recently, and I love his work. Pixelated animals. I won't show. Well, maybe I'll include a photo or two, but the trip wasn't really about sharing his studio. It was just meeting with friends.
Plus, he's got a commission going on that we can't show or talk about,
Yeah.
so we won't.
Yeah, we won't talk.
But his name is Sean Smith,
Yes.
and visited with Sean and his lovely little wife, Anne. And they took us out to eat at a really cool restaurant in North Austin called Jack Allen's. And
Yeah.
we had a great time. It was good to see him.
And I think it was one of their first times to go out as well as us. And so it was just a nice experience. We had all been vaccinated. We talked about it ahead of time. And so we got to hug and just completely not worry about it.
Well, they both work at home also, so they don't ever get to go anywhere. And, we've all not been hanging out with friends, so it was just nice to be able to do that and feel like normal people again and old times, and be able to visit with another couple in their home and then go out to eat, and it was fun.
And driving up to they've got a nice house, and on the roads, because Austin is hill country, so there's lots of hills, and winding through the hills to get to their home, there were deer.
In the
families of
neighborhood.
deer or
In the
groups of
neighborhood,
deer
yeah.
that seem to know how to use the
crosswalk. Well, I guess when the wildlife gets used to the city building up around them, they just have to deal with it.
and so part of going to Austin, going out of town at all, meant that I was going to have to deal with the cats, so we have a cat sitter that has been over before, but the feeding between the three cats that we have is so complicated, with Simba being on a diet, Stormy being in and out and eating everyone's food, and James, the feral outdoor one, needing to only have wet moose type food because he has 2 broken teeth and an inflamed mouth from feline leukemia. So anyway, I built, and I think I have a little video coming up, a cat feeding station for Stormy under my work table. So
One of your work tables.
yeah, so let's take a look at that, because I had to get this done before Austin, and it worked pretty good.
Yeah,
So-
you got this done this week, so
here, let's take a look. Here I've added on some screening to the bottom of one of my work tables. And you can see I've got a door in it, and then I've got a microchip reading cat door that will only let Stormy in. And I'm going to see if that can keep Simba from always eating her food, so he'll finally be on his diet. Now I just need to trained Stormy to go in and out on her own. This is her first time using it. Simba is not liking this setup. This isn't right.
And of course, Simba is jealous of it already and
Yes.
wants to figure out how to get in there.
Yeah, I know he must be resentful, but he is finally starting to lose some weight, and
Yeah.
he doesn't know it, but once he actually once he gets down to 14 pounds, he's probably about 17 or 18, he'll get to eat a little bit more. It goes from 3/4 of a cup to 1 1/4 cup a day, so he'll actually get to eat more if we can just make him stick with it. Yeah. He is very persistent. I know all cat owners know how that works.
Right.
Okay, so we had a few field trips.
Yeah.
And the first one I've got on the list is to Cris Worley Fine Arts, where I had my art show, or am having.
But the opening occurred on
The 15th.
on May 15th. Yeah. So it was weekend before last. Yeah.
And that is one of the big reasons that we have been away for so long, is because at some point I was hoping I could just make episodes throughout me getting frantic towards the end, but really I can't do that. No. I can't multitask that much, and I get so focused.
Hey, one weekend I even left town. I was just like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I went to visit friends in Houston. I was like, no, you just keep working. Just keep working, and I'm
not going to be
away.
any fun anyway.
You're not.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I got my work done, and for me, it's kind of a small show because it only has 5 pieces, and I'm used to 10 pieces being a small show, and sometimes having a couple rooms full of work. And so this was really small, but coming out of last year and all the lockdown, and not kind of at Turner Carroll Gallery, having that show not fully being able to exhibit the way I'm used to, this was kind of a trial. And the gallery opened up 4 hours during the day instead of a nighttime opening. And I wasn't
And
sure.
no wine or...
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we would expect anyone, because some people come through just for the wine or the beer.
But we had a good turnout, though, really, throughout the 4 hours. People self-regulated coming through, so it was never a bunch of people all at one time. And Cris did have people still wear masks, which is fine. We wore our masks for the full 4 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I sat up in her office for a little bit and
took a few deep breaths.
Yeah. But so let's show the gallery. I don't have that much to say about the artwork. You can definitely find out. But I walked through, there's 3 exhibits, and I walked through the front room and give you an idea of what the paintings were in the front room. And then the sculptor is in the second room, Celia Eberle. Mm-hmm. And I should know, I'll put the names up. And I've known Celia for a while and love her work. And then mine's in the 3rd gallery. And so let's go ahead and play that video.
Go ahead.
And then this one is...
These are like cow bones. 'Cause
Yeah.
she lives out in the country, surrounded by cattle pasture. They may even have cows themselves. And so she's taken bones and she's created this, looks like a castle kind of fortress looking thing.
Yeah, you can see the end. You can see the... Oh, I don't know what to call it, but the tissue in the bones, the...
Marrow.
Yeah, the marrow. And I just know from one of my dads, my stepdad, Dale, who carved old growth wood and different kinds of stone, and sometimes antlers and bones, how incredibly tough it is to drill, to get a Dremel that will work on the bones. And so this is just kind of, it's cool to look at. I know how much he must have worked at this. And then this is so odd. It actually blows bubbles. I don't know if I have a video to add on top, but you know, you need a guide. You need someone to tell you what Celia's doing in her shows, because everything looks like it has so much meaning.
It does, though.
But I don't know the story. I just respond to things visually a lot of times, and
Meow.
yeah. And then I'm assuming that's wool.
Yeah, well, whatever
This-
it is, these fuzzy things, she has two of these on this wall. You turn them on and they move and they make sound. They're real creepy.
I didn't get it moving, darn it.
I'll give you some of my video, if I haven't already, that I
Okay.
took from several weeks ago of them.
Yeah, because people have to see that.
Yeah.
That's kind of an important part of the piece. Or is it one piece?
No, I think they're all individual pieces.
I mean, all these colorful ones go together, I'm assuming. But
Probably. The fish are all separate. The cat heads.
so
are
there's
all
that little
separate.
face there, and it wiggles around, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And its mouth area kind of opens and shuts and makes sound.
And so here's my work. And my show is called Comfort. And it's a lot because I just found so much comfort in knitting this past really couple of years, but especially during the lockdown, that my show, this was the most knit work I've shown. And it's really because I just wanted to immerse myself in knitting
And the knitting community.
yes.
You did the knit alongs with those little squares with Arne and Carlos.
And this is called gray net, and the gray is, well, the rows are pearl bumps, but then there's slip stitches to create that kind of hexagon pattern, and it's similar to Stephen West, one of the shawls I was knitting.
That you've done a couple of those too.
Yeah, more than a couple.
Right.
And then this one's called Perimeter, and I worked at these cuffs, the end points, the yellow rings, and figuring out how I was going to finish off the sculptures, and finally using cuffs in there made them feel more like a real finished garment. Using details that I would actually be using in a garment, and on the ends finishing off hundreds of ends of changes of color, weaving in the ends and doing everything cleanly, and being careful about everything as if it was going to be a finished garment. And then this one is called Midnight because the yarn, the dark yarn, is actually not black, but it's called Midnight. I think it's Cascade Heritage, and it's the white is from an image of pussy willows, so it's basically a silhouette of pussy willows because it's one of the things I grew up with, and a lot of my patterns are based on memories of fabrics and patterns that I carry with me for odd reasons, but a lot of times fabrics. And this one is called This Little Ring of Mine, because the gold is actually, round table yarns and call this little ring of mine.
And she has now gone out of business.
Right, she's still in the fiber world. She's still
she's still
active,
in,
but
yes.
she is not doing.
She's
her
not
dyeing
dying.
business
She's
right
not
now.
dying anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Next field trip.
And which was just earlier this week when I was off work anyway. And we drove out to Waxahachie to U2 yarn at the farmhouse.
Where we've kind of had field trips there before, but it's been a little while.
And, everybody's, all these yarn stores, their inventory is always changing up. They're always rearranging everything from one side of the store to the other. And
Uta Yarn has had a couple trunk shows, so I knew she must have been dyeing and new colors, and so I was anxious. And I had missed because of my opening at Cris Worley, so I had missed a trunk show. So
right, that was at Yarn and You,
yeah.
where they had Mad Tosh out.
Oh well, that
for
was a trunk show.
That happened at the same time as your opening at Cris Worley.
Okay.
So we couldn't go to both, and
Okay.
even though we really wanted to go to the Mad Tosh trunk show, it just seemed right to be
I'm
at
getting
your,
a mix
right
together.
to be at your own exhibition.
Well, yeah. I feel like it's my job. And
it was your work.
I like seeing people's reaction, but it truth is, going to an opening for me as the artist is work and very tiring. And I'm looking forward to having a drink afterwards.
Oh yeah. I talked to a lot of people too, and then we did. Cris took us out to eat. We went out to Tex-Mex restaurant, one of our favorite, Manny's, and again went to a restaurant. Wore our masks in, sat down, gave our orders, and took our masks off, and enjoyed a meal and a few margaritas, and it was fun.
Wow, that is soft. I have looked at her yarn before, and I love the yarn. I love how harmonious all the colors are. It's really easy for me to put a group of different colors together, and they just feel right. But this time, I looked at all the samples she has around, and she has lots of shawls, some hats, and I noticed that they're almost all her designs. Meaning, or I'm thinking she is really a prolific designer, and it'd be fun to try some of her designs. So anyway, I got a lot of her samples and that information on these videos. But I'll let them keep playing, and you're probably going to start listening to some music. So see you on the other side.
tierra ha nacido el Redentor. De oriente salen de reyes para adorar al Dios niño, y una estrella le guiaba para seguir su camino.
So, and again, we went to Austin this weekend. And another thing that we did while we were there, I even got a hotel room really close to Hill Country Weavers so that I could take Rusty. I did go visit there, what was last October, and I took some video. But now we went back, and this time you took some video, and we each bought a lot of yarn.
Yes.
It'll be interesting to see what you make with the yarn I bought.
I was excited to see so much Mad Tosh.
Yeah.
Because they were, Stacy at Yarn and You had recommended them. And
she had just given them a trunk show.
yeah.
Well, it turns out they had just done a trunk show and a lot of special colors for Hill Country Weaver, too.
Yeah.
So they had all of that out in the store.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot, and it was really beautiful.
Yeah. But yeah, I really do like Mad Tosh colors. I'm liking a number of the Texas dyers. I'm anxious to see Heather's dyeing at DMH
Yep.
Fiber and Yarn.
Hill Country Weaver, speaking of Texas dyers, they also had quite a bit of Chasing Rabbits.
Oh, yeah.
They had that, too.
Uh-huh. There's quite a bit. Without actually having the video in front of us, I'm not going to think
No.
of some of the names, but
As we look, you're showing labels and tags and stuff, so
yeah.
the music will play and people can look and keep knitting or whatever.
So, yeah, and I liked their, they had this one lacework fence panel. They had some kind
Out
of...
front of the store.
Yeah, they had some kind of rectangular...
Are you doing good?
I'm
two
doing great,
vertical
thank
posts and a top thing that could hold up a rectangle. It stretched out, and someone had knit out of, I'm assuming, nylon or
these
some kind
colors.
of really heavy duty
Okay.
rope,
Yeah,
or
like this,
not
too.
that heavy of a rope,
I
but
think that was
heavy
the
yarn.
one I was seeing.
And it was open lace, and it was beautiful. I think I've seen something like that on some Pinterest or is something online. But it was cool in person, and they had lots of succulents in the succulent garden
Yeah, those were really pretty.
leading up to the store, and so I like the look of the store a lot. So anyway, I'll let it play.
Okay.
Oh, thunder! Okay, see y'all after the video.
A dozen colors you'd like us to include, or, give us comments? Please note that the prices are subject to change without notice. What? I don't even understand that.
I don't understand it, that's why I'm reading it.
I'm attaching a PDF of the current price list. Please note the prices are subject to change without notice. Okay. As you will see from the price list, Jameson's does spin Shetland wool in weights other than pink. Oh, you must have a price list. Do you get
Basically, this one's fine.
This is the one that we're gonna get, but we might get this and this.
What
And
is that for anything?
it's like PK.
Oh, that's supposed to be detail. I would like to get details. Aaron is interesting. But does it, Aaron, people will, it's now, right?
Well, this is lace.
Yeah, but we
This
have,
is cobbler.
what's it called?
It's much finer.
Ah,
I don't think we need
but
cobbler.
we don't sell a lot of lace or dresses from Hagler.
Be sure we get
Okay. So it looks like $7.
35.
Yeah.
35 for a bag.
Yeah. So that's a 3.5.
Yeah.
You want, so Kennedy, we can do the swag. We can calculate how many we can put in for the yarn budget. If we're gonna do Jemison in the box.
Well, I think we want to see it first. Let's not, we're not prepping for the box right now.
Oh,
I
okay.
think this is what I would do. I'm going to find my pattern that I have
Mm-hmm.
because it's a kit for a hat and it's really pretty.
Okay.
If I'm not hat, it may be different. If we could then color
How people like it or not. She does.
Oops.
I don't think I think I should all of them. I don't know do we have more order? It keeps popping up.
This feels softer than it did last week. Maybe it's because I won.
Uh-oh.
See, it's terrible to work here. This is what happens. I'm tempted.
Y'all here for the weekend or?
Well, actually just today and tomorrow. We're going home.
before it starts because it was like shit now. You know, you, Jill, I need to get you yeah, yes, I can hang hammer. I know. And that's our logo. Yeah, well, we want aprons in general. But if we're going to have this, so would you want us to tie? Yeah, I know, I love it. You just don't know like
I do want to go to the hotel.
Yeah, I want to finish up here. I've got a lot.
yeah, remember that. They had really beautiful every dress. They all different colors, but they are kind of cool. Yeah, I really like that. Like they have such a kind of beautiful, but not like boring. Very nice.
Even this cotton's back.
Okay. So now that we've been on our field trips,
Yeah. Well, it's time for some finished objects. Which you have finished objects and I don't at this time. I've been working a lot of overtime. Again, still working at home from the kitchen table, and overtime is offered, and so I've been starting at 6:30 in the morning and working till 6 at night, and then I either get some dinners kind of started while I'm working, or we go eat out, or we go pick up something. We're still picking up stuff and bringing it home too. You kind of get used to that.
we're starting to eat more, though. I mean, we're transitioning back.
Yeah, I'm trying to cook more. It's good. It's better. It's better health. It's healthier for us. I can control the sodium and the fat, and
I still need to get rid of the COVID-15 or 19 or whatever
about
it is.
30 for me.
Oh, yeah.
But whatever.
Okay, so with that good news, I started working on, and finished right after my show. I had been working so much with those geometric pieces, and it was all fingering weight yarn, and it was all counting every stitch to make the imagery work out the way I wanted it. I just jumped into a DK Stephen West scarf. It is fun, and a kit. So I wasn't deciding the colors, I wasn't deciding anything, and that is kind of fun sometimes, I think.
Yeah.
So, where is... Oh, down here. Oh, and also, so I've told you guys that I have been putting everything in plastic baggies, Ziploc baggies, because I don't want a moth problem that I feel like I'm starting to, I've been making headway on. So everything goes into Ziploc bags.
And he bought a chest freezer into the past few weeks. Too.
Oh, yeah, so the
Finally.
pieces that went into the show at Cris Worley went into the freezer chest first. And so I'm hoping that helps any potential problems. But I knew they had quart size Ziploc bags and gallon size, but I didn't realize that in the grocery there would be another category down below those. And look at this huge bag. So anyway, I could have multiple projects going on in this. Not that that's what I want to carry around, but if I actually knit a full blanket, I could keep it safe in here. I'm collecting desiccants too, little moisture absorbing packets, and putting them in my precious knit pieces because I don't want moisture to be a problem. But I did Stephen West's honey stripe scarf.
I really like these colors.
I do too. And again, this is one of his kits, and it's using a West Wool Tandem, which is the DK weight. And oh, it was fun. I just love. It was so quick. The pattern.
You haven't blocked it yet, have you?
I haven't blocked it, so it's still curling up. Curly. But it's got an I-cord edge all the way around. You knit it along, like, say I think this is probably the beginning, not, and it's a slip stitch pattern, but it's really easy to memorize the pattern.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's one background color, and I used Norway, and then there's 5 contrasting colors that are striping in there, and there's glow, and olive green, aquamarine, rose with I'm not sure how to say that, and cornflower. So there's 6 colors, and it just, for me, it's a quick knit. It feels that way after all the fingering weight yarn, and the pattern's easy to memorize after you do a few of these stripes. And anyway, it was fun. Now I just need to block it. And this is actually the small size scarf. I don't know how often I'll get to wear it here, but
who knows? It has been, all this week, it's been like 65 degrees in the morning and until lunchtime, and it's just kind of been hovering around the 70s or 24 degrees Celsius. We should be already in the 90s.
I
and
think
we're
the
not.
back is cool too.
Yeah, it's just weird weather this year, of course.
Yeah, it's gonna just be super hot.
Probably.
That's what happens. We're enjoying it, and oh, we skipped a season, and now we're into the war swarm.
Yeah, one of our upcoming episodes, you'll probably just see us from the head up in an ice bath, and that's all we'll be able to show.
And so this has an I-cord. You cast on with an I-cord edge, and you pick up stitches, and all the edges, as you're increasing and decreasing, you're continuing an I-cord edge. And I like the way it's like a slip stitch. That kind of pink and olive green. And I was learning how to keep it stretchy because I-cord edges can be a little tight, I have learned. But anyway, I'm really happy with this one. I think I'm learning how to control that I-cord edge. So that's one finished object.
Yeah.
Sans blocking. Okay. Then, what you looking at?
Nothing, go ahead. I'm just getting ready from when I do a segment.
Okay.
So
Then,
I'm on social media and I can't help it.
Okay, then I worked on the Semblance hat by Hunter Hammersen.
Yes.
And
This is a beautiful yarn, too.
yeah.
And this is real chunky. This took you like a day, maybe?
Yeah.
You knit it. You started knitting it before we left town, and then you finished it in the car before we even got to Austin.
Oh, actually, I haven't finished it because they're the ends, but for a reason. So I bought two skeins of this color and two skeins of another one because the pattern suggested that you need two skeins, and but I was able to finish it with I have like a foot and a half at the beginning and about 8 inches at the end. And I was sweating, thinking I was gonna run out, but it was perfect. But now I have an extra skein, and the other two skeins I will end up having an extra skein because I was gonna make this hat twice. But I love this pattern. It's she calls it kind of a fake or a faux cable, but it's actually it has those long diagonals because you're working 3 stitches together, and you're working the 3rd stitch on the needle first. You're knitting it first, and then yarning over, and then knitting all 3 of those stitches together. And so you're creating 3 stitches as you drop off those 3 stitches, and the first one is long and crosses over, and then you do the mirror image, and that probably doesn't make sense. But it's a really interesting pattern. It made it super loose. I don't know if you'll be able to say, but you can see my thumb in there. In between these textural columns, it's super loose because the yarn is pulling across so far that it's loose, and then these columns are really dense and don't stretch. So all in all, it stretches pretty well. But I'm just not used to having a fabric that is so open like that. And because, I mean, you can see, I think you can see my red hair in there if I pull it and wear it funky like this, but anyway.
And you did knit a smaller size because it's for a friend.
Yes.
He said he has a smaller head than we do, which is true.
He's bald. He has a smaller head. He's just lost weight.
We're big heads.
So, yeah. So, anyway, I'm hoping it's going to fit. We'll see. And I usually think of heavier yarn being used for women's clothing. Like women maybe were thicker, fluffier fabrics.
Looks really nice. I mean, it doesn't look feminine.
Yeah. So anyway,
Whatever.
So this is, I'm counting it as finished, even though it's got these ends in, and that again is Mad Tosh yarn. The color is called No Farewell, and it is their ASAP, I don't know, ASAP weight of yarn, which is super chunky or bulky, or I forget what they call it. So I used a US 10 needles on this, and yeah, it's so beautiful. Anyway, I'll show it. Okay, I'm done with that. Moving on.
All right, moving on to whips.
Yes. Oh, it's me again.
It's really just you with one thing.
Okay, so earlier in our series of episodes, I had bought some sock yarn. Which
started socks,
which
really.
I'm still going to get into. I bought some Schachenmayr Regia Schachenmayr, and here's Arne and Carlos's Mountains and Fjords that I'm still going to be knitting.
Okay.
And here's Regia Schachenmayr, another Arne and Carlos. What's this called? Oh, it doesn't say. Color 03657. But I bet this is Winter Nights or something like that. or Mountains and Fjords.
Well, that's what you just called that other one.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, so this, I bet, is Winter Nights or something like that, but it doesn't say.
Yeah.
And then I got in this one, Schachenmayr Regia Pairfect Partnerlook. I think the design is called Partnerlook. And I finished one of them.
We did that on our drive down to Austin.
And I just did a really standard short row heel. Not much to say about it. 2x2 ribbing. I did it pretty loose. I a couple times I've had the ribbing edge, cast on edge, because I go cuff down, too tight. Not too tight to wear, but not so it feels good putting on. And so I intentionally stretched my stitches as I was casting on and doing the first few rows. And I didn't loosen up very soon. I didn't get back to a normal tension very soon. So this whole top part is kind of looser than I'm used to. I didn't, I was just, I guess, driving in the car and potholes and everything. I mean, it actually looks just fine and it feels good, but I'm not used to socks this loose. Whereas now I'm doing the second sock and I'm at home and I'm sitting still and there's about 1/4 of an inch difference in the cuff. I don't know if you can really get a sense of what the difference is there. And it's still really good and stretchy, and so I've hit the right tension here, but I'm hoping the socks match up enough because this is my anniversary present to Hampton, so there's no surprise here.
Well.
Flaws and all, except, I mean, no one's gonna see. Anyway, I love it. I love these colors. I like the kind of aquamarine and yeah. So almost done with that, and it feels good to be doing socks again because that's how I started this whole adventure on YouTube. What's after that?
After that is yarn, y'all.
No, after that is...
No, we moved that.
Oh, we did.
To yarn, y'all.
You have the updated notes.
Yes. I gave you a pencil.
I know, and I didn't use it. Okay.
So, Yarn and You, ASAP, Mad Tosh, and Cotton Blend.
Oh, okay. Hampton's bag.
That I made for you.
Yes. That he made for me.
And all the women at the knitting table at Yarn and You were like, "Oh, I love your bag. Where'd you get that?" And yes, they noticed the inside too, and they were like, "Oh, I want one of those."
So Stacy at Yarn and You said that they were having a trunk show, and it was going to be May 15th, and then it was on my
That was your same day as your
date,
opening.
the same time, the same date,
Yeah.
same bat channel, and so I also wanted to make a hat that I had just seen in some newsletter. I don't know if it's Knit Hacker or something, but I had seen that Semblance hat using this Mad Tosh yarn, and I was trying to find the exact same yarn, and I knew she sold it, or sold Mad Tosh, and so she got the guy to bring in with the trunk show some of these colors and I think Stacy said they had like 2,000 colors. So here's two of the. Here's that same one that I use called No Farewell, and it's this steely blue-green, really pale blue-green, and it's got these speckles of rust and a few other bright colors. I don't know.
Hold it still and cover up our faces with it.
I'm going to have to
Hold it
insert a
still.
picture.
Yeah.
I know because...
Insert a picture.
Yeah. And then here, well, at least this gives me time to insert a picture when I'm messing with it like this.
True.
This one is called Joshua Tree. oh my God, I love this. And that is not for, oh, there,
Yep,
for
there.
a second. There it goes. And this is ASAP 100% superwash merino wool. And it is super bulky, weight 6. And like I said, I use size 10 needles. And I only had to use 60 stitches to make the round. And so it was fun how fast it went. And it does stretch a little bit too much for me, but that's a good sign that it will fit him better. So anyway, I got those. I caked up one because I thought I would start a second hat, and I started socks instead.
But you're almost finished with the socks. You'll start the next hat because there's one for each of them.
Then
I
got some more fingering weight yarn, which I'm in need of desperately. Twist
Always.
Light, super fine, weight 1. And this is called Wolf. And oh my God, the grays and the ochre. I can't say it like Fiber Hustle says it. Ochre. I can't roll my R's. And tans, and this is so, I think it's so beautiful. Wolf.
I think it's Cardi B or one of them that Beyonce or somebody that says it that way that they're copying. But anyway,
Hampton knows I'm jealous of anyone that can roll their R's.
he can't do it. But anyway,
Yeah. Okay. It's so beautiful to me. And then Stacy was making something using this, and I just had to try it out. And I've seen this brand at other places. Scheepjes, Scheepjes, Scheepjes Swirl.
oh yeah, she made herself a whole like sweater blouse. Yeah.
Or t-shirt, or
Yeah, but it comes down just to her hips. I mean, right down to her hips, or it looks really, it's nice. And then with a nice necklace,
it looks like it's got
dressy and casual.
distinct, but just slowly shifting tones as you move up the fabric.
Uh-huh.
But this is 60 cotton, 40 acrylic,
Yeah.
made in China. And Dandelion Munchies. I didn't even see that. Dandelion Munchies. Here, look at the... I just cannot wait to see how that all works out.
Yeah, you'll definitely want to do a scarf or something to...
Something where you don't want to make something small where
No, you wanna
just
see
get
the
a
whole
little
thing.
section of it.
Yeah. Maybe you can knit yourself a t-shirt kind of thing, you know, or a pullover sweater or
Yeah.
short sleeve.
Well, I don't know yet. I just have to
don't
think
know
of
yet.
something, or I knit something for someone else.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm getting myself... I bought a lot of yarn, y'all.
Yarn y'all.
Did we ever say yarn, y'all?
Not together, but I said it.
Yarn, y'all.
There we go.
Okay, I feel so much better now.
Yeah. We're out of practice. What can we say?
And I sure hope you can hear it over the rain.
Yeah.
I may hear us talk over the rain because it is pouring outside.
And we probably should have shut the window. We have flash flood warnings going, but they've been going for a month now, so...
And my studio has... this whole place has a tin roof, but it's built out and finished off inside enough that you can't hear it as much inside. But out of my studio...
We have a bedroom above us, too.
You can't hear the stereo. You can't hear each other speaking no matter how much you're shouting. It is just so loud.
I mean, we've been in bed with it raining really hard on that metal roof right above us, and Rusty would be like, "It's raining!" And I'm like, "What?" And we're laying right next to each other in bed. And the cats are running ahead, and because they do that.
Yeah. Well, Stormy doesn't but Simba
No.
sure does.
Stormy was born during storms.
Partly why she's called Stormy, not just because of Stormy Daniels.
Right.
It's because she just seems to run out into the rain sometimes and loves it. Okay. Well, especially if there's a bird involved. U2 yarn. We're almost at an hour.
Well,
Okay.
we have a lot of editing to take out and put in, so
Oh, okay. No, this is Hill Country. Okay. U2 yarn. Farmhouse. In
Farmhouse.
Waxahachie.
Yes. And why
Farmhouse in Waxahachie.
and you went there for a specific reason.
Oh, right. Thank you. My whoever wrote my show notes didn't put all the notes on. Okay, so just to the crew.
The writers on this show suck.
I think they don't get paid enough.
That's probably what it is. Or were they drinking before the show started?
Oh, yeah, it might have been the swirl.
Oh, well, we gave them to them too.
Okay, so I got my yarn for the Hustlers Unite Knit Along. Fiber Hustle has decided, and is Curly Seams doing it with them? I know they're participating, but are there shared podcasts kind of sharing the hosting, or is it all Fiber Hustle?
I'm not sure on the Vertices Unite Knit Along. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, so Fiber Hustle, as far as I know, is hosting this, and I'm posting
Yes.
things on my progress that I'm about to show you at hashtag HustlersUniteKAL Knit Along. And we're all doing, because Aaron did such an incredible job of Stephen West's Vertices Unite shawl. We're all going to do it. All of his fans are now going to do it. And I have picked my yarn at U2 Yarn. So here to unveil my yarn choices. And they had it all wrapped up in nice butterfly tissue paper. But, and I tried leaving it in there for a few days so that I could unwrap it in front of you guys, but I couldn't do it. I had to look at it. Here, I bet that's making noise. So, oh, I'll do it one at a time. Well, whatever.
How did Steven say to choose yarn?
Oh, yeah, I can describe that too. But look at.
Like it.
So they're a little bit muted. Very colorful, but still kind of muted. Kind of sedate colors. But not. I really. Okay, you know what you just said.
Yeah.
Stephen West did a video personally for the Fiber Hustle.
It was on their last episode.
Yeah, so
Yep.
if you haven't seen, well, by the time I get this out there, they'll probably put a new episode out. But as of 5/31, May 31st, their last episode, they had
Maybe it
Stephen
was
West
36. 38.
describe how to think of choosing colors. And this is all fingering weight yarn. And he said there's 5 colors. And think of 2 colors in the section, the first section that you're going to knit. You use color A and B. And think of them going on a date. And think of them being like you want them to date for a long time. And they're really compatible. And it could be a
23 years.
It can be a lifetime, and maybe sometimes they both wear green for some unknown reason. So, you know,
We did this Saturday, too, and then we
this
did it
could
again
be
today.
us right now, almost.
Yes. But you were picturing these two together.
Yeah, so guess I'll reveal it.
I
it's okay.
Gave it away.
These are the 2 that I'm going to put together because I love yellow, blue, and green, but I love yellow and blue together.
And the first painting you painted of me was yellow and blue.
Yes.
I'm blue on a yellow background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, A and B, and then he said, think of see as the chaperone. So it's like they're going on a date, and then you've got the third color who's going to be a chaperone, and he's going to be there on the sideline supporting, but he's kind of, you know, off to his side. And for me, that's going to be this kind of light celery color green. It doesn't have names. She has numbers, codes, BF18. Okay. And then the fourth color, what was it, is going to be the entertainment at the party.
The entertainment at the party.
And so you just want it to make a statement and it could stand out. So I'm going for this pink, and it has a hint of orange or kind of
Really?
autumny. Yeah, see how it shifts from pink to this
Oh,
browner.
okay.
It shifts a little bit.
It seems like a dusty rose to me, but yeah,
Yeah.
it does shift, and I do see it on camera more shifting, but I do see it in real life too.
And then the fifth color, I don't remember what his description was, but I remember that when you're doing the I-cord border, that that is a good opportunity to have a color stand out. And so I wanted to put my one dark contrast, my darkest color on the end. And I mean, it still harmonizes easily. It's darker green,
Yep.
blue, yellow, green. But anyway, I'm thinking this will stand out the most. So that's my plan. As I get into it, it could change. So anyway, hopefully Trudy at U2 Yarn is getting to see this, and I'm using her Sustain Me fingering, her Fabuleux sock.
Oh, that's had more color variation
It does
on
doesn't
camera
it?
too. Yeah, I mean, I see it now, but
Dreamin' BFL fingering sock. Oh. And Mellow fingering. So that is my Stephen West Hustlers Unite KAL yarn selection that I'm starting June 1st. And as soon as those socks are done, I get started.
right. And Fiber Hustle is also hosting a Hustle That Rainbow quilt along. And so I'm going to participate with that, with Chip and Aaron. Well, Chip, really. And co-hosting this is Curly Seams, Emma and Tracy.
Oh, okay.
And also Stuart from the Wool Patch.
He was trying not to give it away. I see.
He was trying not to.
You
give it
were
away.
trying not to, yeah, because I was asking you, are they participating?
And they are with this, with the quilt along, whether or not they're doing the Hustlers Unite knit along, I'm not sure. I just
Right.
don't remember that part.
Right, okay.
And Tracy and Emma did just put out an episode.
Yeah, it was about batting. She was,
Okay.
and I liked it. Good job, Tracy.
So this will
Tracy
be my
does a good
first
job
quilt.
at her
I ordered the.
instructional videos.
I ordered from Laundry Basket the pre-cut pieces, so it'll make it a little easier on me as a starter. Now, I've already screwed up.
He hasn't even started.
I
and
haven't
he
even
screwed
started,
up.
and I've already screwed up. These glasses are not just to give me a distinguished, gentlemanly look.
Oh, wait, no, they are.
No, it's because I'm blind as heck. And even with the glasses, I still can't see shit. So, I saw this on the Laundry Basket. It's the Alaska quilt. Well, what we're going to be quilting is the Alaska Rainbow quilt to celebrate Pride for June, even though there's a longer, you don't have to have it finished in June. Thank God. We'll see. So I actually now have the Alaska quilt. It comes in a lovely box too. And it comes with all the pieces already cut for you. backing.
So he has a practice quilt.
I have a practice quilt. Look at that. And they're all blue and cream colored. Hardly a rainbow. But I guess if you're colorblind, it's close enough. But I'm not colorblind. I'm just blind. Okay.
Yeah, but you did see the pattern online and thought, well, that's not rainbow, but that's Alaska, so I'm getting it.
Yeah, so I thought, oh, that must be it. Well, I was wrong. So, on the day this came, I got right back on my phone and was like, oh, there it is. It's the next pattern down. So I ordered that too. So now I have this one, so maybe I'll be making this one after the rainbow one. And maybe I will do something different with this. Who knows? Maybe I won't make the full quilt. Maybe I'll make it into 2 lap quilts or something else. Who knows? But we have this. It does come in this lovely box, but I can't wait to see the box.
Empty?
I can't wait to see the box for the Alaska Rainbow quilt so I can hustle that rainbow.
And when's it supposed to get here?
It should now get here. This is Monday. It should get here, I think, Wednesday.
Okay.
My Alaska Rainbow pre-cut quilt pieces came today.
So you won't get a start on the 1st.
No, well, our first Zoom get-together is June the 5th, next Saturday.
Oh, okay, so you're good.
So if anybody watching this wants to join in, you're more than welcome to use your own fabrics, or you can go to Laundry Basket and get the pattern and use your own stash, or you can go to Laundry Basket and you can get the fabrics and then cut them yourself, or you can do like I did and get them pre-cut and then at least have that step taken care of. But I am hoping to, once I get the actual correct kit, I'm hoping to go through my stash and
assuming
maybe
he does this time.
Yes. I'll make it work this time. I will make it work. Because I was planning on going through my stash of fabrics and swapping out some of the pieces so that I can make it a little unique. So if I have to rainbowize this one, well, I am gay enough to do it, and it will happen. Plus, I got this one over here with the color sense. So
yeah, but I mean, and I think Chip is doing this. He wants to put together the exact colors that the kit was designed with. And
I think he said that because he does his own. He makes up his own quilts all the time. So for him,
and he customizes them.
Yeah, so for him, this will be an easy, fast one, just like for you.
It's fun not to have to make the decisions and then just move on through the piece.
Now, I don't have a long arm to quilt it, so once I get that top panel made, I will either get my friend Amy to quilt it out for me for whatever she charges for that. That's fine. Or So Let's Quilt It here in Dallas, which is in the same shopping center as DMH Fiber and Yarn. They also will quilt out after you've done your top piece. So
I could be wearing.
I have a couple of options, so we'll make this work, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be my first quilt. So y'all are gonna be seeing me with some whips for a little bit, because we're gonna be doing some more episodes now that Rusty's show is done. We can get back to this, and we won't all be so frantic all the time.
We bought some shelving, some for the craft lounge is what we're calling it.
Upstairs, where I sew.
Right outside the bedroom with a view of downtown. It's a really cool urban view. We've got the sewing machine, a couple work tables, and We bought some shelves, so there's going to be some storage on the walls. And I've got some shelf storing for all my yarn that I've been buying this past year for the studio.
Yep. We went to IKEA before Rusty's show and bought some shelving, but because it was before his show, all we could do was had time to shop, not actually construct.
It's funny how there's time to shop.
Shop.
Okay, moving on.
I always have time to shop. Rusty doesn't care for it as much, so, sometimes I have to go by myself. I'm fine with that.
Shopping doesn't take time, just like buying things on sale doesn't take money.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you can, if you shop right, I know how to shop right where you can save enough money, you can take a day off work. You could save that much money. Let me tell you how. Yeah.
Oh, no, don't share that. It's not safe for the world. Okay, so so we're still in Yarn Y'all.
Yarn Y'all.
Because I went nuts. We both went nuts because this is yours.
All right, Hill Country Weavers.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be
I
responsible.
like to support local businesses.
He likes
Excuse
to
me.
get me to make things for him.
And I like you to, but I love color. You've taught me to love color and textures, and so I got this Mad Tosh. I just love this. It's just,
Again, this is Hill Country Weavers.
this is from Hill Country Weavers. This one might have been an older one, I think, because I think it was a little bit on sale.
Is it
or
one of a
something.
kind? No.
No, it's not, because there were 3 or 4 in that basket. And it's called Oeste.
Oeste. Este.
Este.
Oeste. Yeah, and it is 100% superwash merino, fingering weight.
Yeah. Fingering. And then these are both Farmer's Daughter fibers made in Montana.
Those are cool.
I love the tweedy look of these.
Is it Donegal or Donegal?
Yeah. And these are 85% merino, 15% NEP.
NEP.
And tweed DK. They're both DK. The one is called Sunny, and the other is called
Gary Cooper.
Gary Cooper. There you go.
Cool.
So,
yeah, I'm
you could make me some socks.
I'm
out
anxious
of
to
those.
knit with that kind of yarn.
I'd love to have
be
some
careful with that
sweaters these
speaker.
colors, but whatever. I didn't buy that much. But here, okay.
Yes.
So that's what I got, and
that's-
I got a mug.
Oh
a Hill
yeah.
Country Weavers mug
Yeah.
to drink my morning tea.
Heavy
out
duty.
of.
Yeah, it's a pretty big mug. Good for
Handmade,
coffee, really.
handmade
Yeah.
pottery mug. So it's their merch, like Fiber Hustle has their merch, and didn't those Needles at the Ready? They got some merch going on too, don't they?
Well, he's making his own yarn.
Yeah.
I bet they've
Yeah.
got. I think they have some kind of pin or someone made them for a limited number of something. Maybe they're stitch counters or stitch keepers.
yeah.
I don't know. Somehow their logo is worked into things. Okay, I gotta get it all out.
And as you can see, we also were helping to support the local economy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, continuing with the Mad Tosh, I got a couple, and I hope this will translate on this video, but this is called
Oh yeah, it's
Copper Leaf, and it is the most. I don't know. It's showing up a little too bright. It's a really dark, moody, coppery red.
Yeah.
Maybe back here it'll be better. Maybe I'll try and get a better picture. But it's fine. It's super fine. Weight 1, 100% superwash merino. It says Mad Tosh plus Shibui knits. Colors from the desert. So I don't know if that's a collaboration or if they work together all the time or just sometimes. I really
In my
don't-
eye, the color looks a little bit more garnet than what it's showing up on the screen, but yet the name sounds more like what it shows up on the screen.
Huh, yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a little bit richer. I mean, it's
maybe
still pretty,
I just
but...
can't see.
And then I got
I think we've established that.
Nassau Blue.
Yeah, this is pretty too.
Yeah, and that's a more true, it's a paler blue. It's still intense, but the screen is sure showing it as being more of a true blue than aquamarine. Okay, those are both Mad Tosh. Then I've seen this brand before, and I've been loving the colors. And I also thought I didn't have enough orange. So this is Hedgehog Fibers, and I love that label. That kind of, oh, not Mylar. What?
Yeah.
Holographic.
Kind of holographic, more like whoop whoop, disco.
It's called,
Dun 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 dun. Okay.
okay, music moment. Copper Penny, and it's 100% merino wool, machine washable. And anyway, it kind of reminds me of that Tortuga. And again, it's brighter than what, again, we've got the light from that side lighting up this side. And so the camera sees the lit up side, and we're looking at the back of it with the light behind
That's
it.
probably what it
It's
is,
probably
yeah.
more accurate what the camera is seeing.
You're probably right.
So anyway, it kind of reminds me of that Tortuga I got one time, which is still waiting in my stash, tempting me. This one is called Phoenix. 90% merino wool, 10% nylon, so maybe sock worthy, sock usable. Again, Hedgehog Fibers, Phoenix. And this one, oh, another DK, Merino DK, Hedgehog Fibers, Fool's Gold, 100% merino wool.
I like this one a lot. I love
I do
those
too.
pinks and baby blues with that golden yellow. I love that.
Yeah.
It looks like some kind of candy that I want to eat.
Wait, I have really hard time keeping this in frame. You would think I'd be good at this because I'm... it looks easy, and it just stymies me. So, those are really cool. And then we were talking about these places getting... having dyers make a personal colorway for them, and this is one of them. This is Amanda Hope yarn, Aussie extra fine, fingering weight, and it's called Austenesque, and in parentheses, Hill Country Weavers exclusive. So they made it exclusively for Hill Country Weavers, Austenesque, but it's spun in Italy. And okay, Amanda Hope yarn. And so I got it because I thought it was so cool, the name, and I mean, it's beautiful. Oh, there it came in. Kind of. Well, whatever. And, yeah, golds and a range of dark to aquamarine and some kind of purple that I think of as irises.
Mm-hmm.
And some kind of celery green and grays. Just a whole variety. Austenesque. Okay, then I got some Chasing Rabbits, another Texas dyer, and this was just really intense. I love this. Blue Treehouse, not much variation in the color. 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, but it's really pretty dark aquamarine.
It looks pretty true on camera,
Yeah.
I think.
It looks a little greener to me
In real
than
life,
that.
yeah.
In real life, it looks
It does.
greener because it's not a true blue. It's an
Nah.
aquamarine.
Yeah.
Very like you're on vacation in some tropical paradise. And okay, again, Chasing Rabbits fiber, and this is shell. And I almost got, there was one on the video that was gray and green, kind of lime green candy apple mixed with a gray.
Oh, yeah.
And it was right, I showed this one too, and right before it, and I keep wishing I got both of them.
I know.
That lime
Call
green
them
and
up.
this gray, but I'll have to look to see
You have
what
a
it is.
picture of it. Say, send me that.
I'm having yarn regret.
Yeah, I know.
But I love this. I mean, I wanted both. Okay, so this
It's just
is
a
called,
3-hour drive. We can just run back down
yeah,
there.
so easy. Well, I know how to find it on the video and tell them exactly which one.
Right. Get a still shot and send it to her and say, hey, send me that.
So, because my collection will be incomplete without
I know.
another skein of yarn. So this is Chasing Rabbits Fiber Company. This is Fern, which I think is their weight, or this base. And this color is Shell. 85% superwash fine merino, 15% nylon, and oh, wrong camera. Really beautiful. The lighter color is actually like a, oh, I wish it would come into focus.
Hold it still for a minute. Let me hide my face and. Oh, there. It's well.
Oh well.
Okay.
Maybe you'll get the colors, and I'll put a picture on any of them that are really a problem. But this really bright coppery orange, mixing with this dusty grayish pink, it's just beautiful. I love these. Okay.
And they gave you yours in this cute little drawstring project bag. Keep calm, knit on. Hill Country Weavers.
And they gave us some, they called them, they're like Bitcoins, but they're they're not.
Knit coin.
They're knit coins. Like Bitcoins, but knit coins. And they're you accumulate them and get discounts.
Yes. $1 and $5.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty soon it'll be a skein of yarn, and I can buy that one. That
I got some too, so we'll throw all this together and
yeah, because they're good for knitters,
right.
not quilters.
Exactly.
Okay. So, you know, that pretty much wraps up the last couple months.
Yeah, it does.
And it's still raining.
It's still raining.
And thundering, and we haven't lost power. The cats haven't turned off the recording device.
Nope, which is good.
And it is still recording.
Yep,
We're at
it
an
is.
hour, 23 minutes.
Who knows? Once you edit it and
Yeah.
add and subtract and la la la.
Uh-huh.
Add an intro and an ending. So anyway, we want to say thank you to everybody who've been sending us comments and saying we miss you, and we just want y'all to know we miss y'all too. We're glad you're hanging out and waiting on us to come back. When Rusty has a show, he gets very single-mindedly focused and
stressed, and I can't handle no more.
right. And even like I said, I'll leave town. I'm like, I'm out of here, babe.
Yeah.
I'll call you. I'll call you at 9 o'clock
So
every
I'm
night.
through it. The show's
Like
up on
we
the
do.
wall.
Yeah.
I'm happy again. I want to knit. I really still love the comments, although I feel bad about not responding enough. But I definitely see them.
Right.
So anyway,
We're vaxxed. Y'all get vaxxed as soon as you can. Wear your masks out in public. Stay away from crowds anyway. You know, just
crowds are bad.
crowds are bad. We've been so much healthier this whole year, stuck at home by ourselves.
And our cat's been healthier.
Our cats have been healthier too.
Simba usually has colds, but he,
About the same time I do.
yeah, funny how that works.
But I haven't had one, so he hasn't had one. So,
Well,
so anyway, thank y'all for watching. Like,
see you hopefully sooner.
subscribe if you haven't done so.
Yeah, like, comment,
And we
subscribe. We
hope-
do read them. We love getting the comments.
We do, and we hope to be filming again very soon.
Yes.
But no promises. But we'll be back. We're not ending this little party yet.
No. I just we got to find our flow, and Not going to be every 2 weeks like we had thought. That was a little ambitious. And the
For
piano
us.
music, I'm going to insert that sometimes. I wanted to do it all when I was starting out, but I've just
Well,
got to be
nothing else to do back then.
I got to be practical.
Right.
So okay, good to talk to you guys again,
Right.
and see you soon.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Pastor comiendo sopas en el aire divisó un ángel que le decía